So having these conversations, these really uncomfortable conversations over Christmas, over, holidays are the best time to have them, right?
Well, you're going to fight with your family anyway, so get it over and done with.
Not do it? These are the conversations you need to have so that you can, and having a child say, Mom, I want to have your house. And the parent not say, like, how rude, I'm not even dead yet, sort of thing. It's like,
well, not my bones before I'm dead.
Right, yeah, they're not trying to be rude. They're trying to plan for their future as well. So being open to these conversations, if you're the parent, is really helpful as well.
And the hardest thing for an adult child to do is have that conversation with their
100%.
Right, and how do you broach that subject? And you just have to pick your battles, and maybe you plant a seed today and you have a little conversation, you push that rope forward, you keep pushing the rope over multiple conversations, and then once they're ready to fall over the edge and start having that conversation, they'll come to you, right? Because what they're thinking, and understand the generations, right, is like, don't talk to me about money. This is my money. We don't talk about money. And a lot of people do that, right? The rich, the uber rich, they talk about money all the time. This is how we plan. This is how we do it. But if you're a hardworking retiree, you're generally speaking, you don't talk to your children about money or how to deal with legacy and how to deal with trust and how to deal with all. Do you know that in Santa Clara County, of all the homeowners, I did a survey years ago, about 5 years ago. Of all the homeowners, only 5% are under a trust.
Oh my gosh, that completely terrifies me. Oh my gosh, that terrifies me.
Because the alternative is your house is going to go into probate.
Oh, that's going to cost you way more money than doing anything, right? Yeah. Oh, geez.
It's because the generation doesn't talk about what happens next. They don't want to talk about death and taxes and money. And that's the thing, is like, if you have a parent that's living, you owe it to yourself to talk to them about what their legacy plan is. And as uncomfortable as it is, as morbid as it is, it's a fact. You said it right in the beginning of the show. The only two things that are certain in this life are death and taxes, right?
Death and taxes.
And that's what we're talking about today.
Yes.
And how does it work? How did it work up until February 1st?
How did it work, 2021?
Right? Yeah. And how does it work now? And how can we best attack this? How can we best strategize this to make sure that it's seamless? Because when your parent passes, the last thing you want to do is think about money, think about taxes, think about what the property is, and think about all this other stuff. I've done it multiple times with friends.
Yeah, absolutely. Even before that, if somebody goes into a coma, somebody gets hit by a car, somebody has Alzheimer's, and you see the trickling, bills aren't getting paid, the house isn't doing well, and now the child is taking over for their parents. If you've hit that point, it's too late for you to do an estate plan. It is too late. And that's the scary thing, right? It's too late for you to do anything. You have no power to help. And that's what you want to do, is you want to be able to help, right? You want to empower the parent to help the child to be able to help the parent.
Right. And I've seen it multiple times, and it's so painful to watch that child. And if you're an older adult with an adult child and you're watching this, the most important thing you can do is have that conversation with them, because God forbid, I do not wish it on you. If you fall under the diseases of just dementia or Alzheimer or anything that takes your capabilities away, it is the worst thing for your child to go through. Believe me, because all they see is a shell of who you were, and you're gone, and they have to adult up and go and take care of you every day, and they go home crying and just in an emotional turmoil. And then when you finally pass, you have this big fog of, oh my God, what happened? This last year or 5 years or 10 years have just been the worst 10 years of my life. Now I have to go and play catch up and try to figure out how to settle your estate and do taxes and do all this stuff, as well as bury you. And it's the worst thing you could do for your child if you don't have a legacy plan.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that as a salesman. I'm saying that as
you're
a
being
father.
you're being realistic. Absolutely.
Right. I want my children. I don't want my children to think of my passing as a traumatic experience and there's got to be a better way. I don't want it to be like, oh, this sucks that dad died. Yeah, I'm going to deal with the emotional side. But now everything's been planned out, and at least he did that for me, right?
Right.
At least I had the courage enough to say, yes, I'm going to die one day. What's my plan? And not like I'm a millionaire, but at the same time, I still have certain assets my children need to have.
Yes, absolutely.
And seeing my friends' parents go through it, seeing my wife go through it twice in 7 days and having to go through all that, it just really activated me to learn more about this. So the whole trust thing has just been a godsend.
Absolutely. Oh, I agree. I agree with you, Vito. Absolutely.
So I'm really pitching you.
I know, right? Yeah, I agree with you perfectly. Here I have